Hey, it's Joey Salvia. We have a jam-packed fun show for you today. But first, let's take a few calls at 888-505-OPIE.
Hey, Opie. It's KG from Utah. Just wanted to let you know that the podcast sounds like it's going really well. I'm enjoying it. But you blocked me on Instagram. All I was doing was sending you nice, funny pictures that I thought you would enjoy every day.
Aw.
Well,
Not a good start to the year.
my handle's KMG661. If you want to unblock me, I'd like it. But if you don't, oh well. I'll still listen. Love you, miss you.
Thank you for that, KG. Let's see if we can work a little magic for you and get you back on Instagram with Greg.
Hey, Opie and guys. My name is Paul. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I used to live up in Rochester. Been following Opie and Nancy for a long time. Big fan of Brother Weeze. Love the recent podcasts. When I lived in Rochester, I worked for a place called H.J. Myers, worked with Billy Masucci. And I remember I went to Dr. Joe Carbone's bachelor party, where Tommy Muley was the MC, and Brother Weeze played blackjack over my shoulder. I'm not sure who else was there, but I had a great time. Great memories, and thank you again for the podcast. Love it.
Paul, thank you for the kind words. It was a blast putting those Rochester episodes together. Thank you. All right, let me throw it to you, Greg.
We find ourselves at the Westwood One Studios in the heart of Times Square. It's time once again for the OpieRadio Podcast.
There we go.
And we're off and running. I just want to say the flu sucks.
You sound good. You got a cool radio voice. You sound like
Do I?
Rochester-y.
Yeah, Rochester kicked my ass, Carl Ruiz.
Well, that's my fault.
It kicked my ass. I don't understand this. So we go up there and we just rock Rochester and Brother Weeze and the gang. We do 5 podcasts. Then we drive home. And I get sick. And I was the responsible one, going to bed early.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Did you see, did Dina King look at me at all? I couldn't look at her.
Ow, that's going to hurt to laugh. Yeah, I talked about it.
I didn't know, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any energy up there. It was almost like I got the cold shoulder.
No, go listen to episode 71.
12 times.
You asked.
Just so the part of her talking.
Oh, really?
I lit up some candles.
You just kept... At the end of that podcast, you were asking me these questions, and I'm like, yeah, she was, giving you a little peek. So, what's up, Mike Sappho? How are you, buddy?
The podcast is up and running. Mike is also up and running.
That's right. Anyway.
Am I overmodulated?
You're already overmodulating. It don't matter. So
I'm going to keep this here because this way I talk normal.
So I was the responsible one on the Rochester trip. You're like pulling all-nighters and fucking partying.
First of all, I didn't pull an all-nighter. We were only up till 6.
What do you mean?
A.M. That's not an all-nighter.
Well, you never went to bed, though.
It's when you do back-to-backs.
Oh, you were doing back-to-backs?
No, I didn't do a back-to-back up there. I was responsible.
What's responsible for you?
Responsible is if you got to do something the next day, show up.
All right.
That first time in the radio, I was a piece of shit. Opie was looking at me like, look at who.
No,
why did I bring this root canal?
I didn't
He looks at me in the elevator. I'm literally sitting there. And I sound like I'm underwater. I'm like, hey, what's up, Opie? He goes, dude, you had one job.
Did I say that
Yes,
really?
you did.
Jesus Christ.
You had one job.
One job. Just try to behave. Just behave so we can get a couple podcasts in. But that Rochester, it's tough to behave up there. It's a good time, man.
I loved it up there.
Everyone is fucking cool as shit, right? The people are nice.
Everybody's cool. Everybody's nice.
Yeah, but so I got back home from Rochester. I got sick immediately, and look at you. You're fine. You never get sick. It must be that everything is pickled inside you.
Yeah, there's nothing inside of me. I'm literally a ghost.
When was the last time you got sick?
What day was that? Divorce court.
Come on.
The day I got divorced, I got sick.
On.
I did. I got really
really?
sick. Yeah. I had like a collapse.
Right. Yeah, the stress got to you.
It was all my money leaving my body.
That'll bring on the flu, huh?
Holy shit.
No kidding.
I got some calls from it. I had a shitty day today.
Why?
People call me with, people call you with gossip.
Yeah.
And you don't want the gossip.
Oh, yeah. You
gotta hear the gossip.
You make believe you don't want the gossip.
No, this gossip I didn't want. So I'm sitting there and
Wait, new gossip on the X?
Yeah.
Oh, why do they do that
That's
to
what
you?
I'm telling you,
well,
dude.
now I'm on the same page as
Yeah,
you.
I
I
don't
thought it
wanna
was
hear
stupid gossip, like, is Madonna's ass fake or not?
Dude, I'm with a girl that I can pull her hair and it doesn't fly across the room. A hair squid?
A hair squid, you said? Oh, no, that type of gossip
No, my
blows.
room's not full of bobby pins.
I don't want to hear about anyone I used to work with. I don't want to hear
care.
about my exes. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear about my mom and what she's been up to. What?
I was like agreeing. I'm like, why, that's bad?
But other gossip, of course you want.
So this is how my day started.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get a call.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, hey, man, what's going on, Cuban? The minute you call me Cuban in real life,
Yeah.
I'm off.
Yeah.
Because we're not cool. Like, my name is Carl.
Right.
And if you know me,
Right.
no, you don't call me Cuban.
Right.
You call me lamb chop and cubes.
Right. I like calling you Cubes.
Cubes.
That's my favorite pet name for a car.
He puts a fucking flat tire at the end of every fucking word.
You know that. Haters out there. They'll try to call me by my real name. I'm like,
I gotta tell you something.
I'm like, my mom doesn't even call me Greg. What are you trying to do? You don't know me.
Bro, I gotta tell you, it used to. When I used to follow you, I mean, I've been on Twitter since 2009,
Yeah.
and I followed you the whole time.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, the caliber of haters has gone way down. I mean, these are like 30 dudes that are left, and they're just like, it's an embarrassment. Like, they're just tripping over each other. Oh, step on the cake! And then
Right.
Well, they're the worst.
Well,
I mean, it used to be. I mean, you had some talented.
Well,
Because you
a few-
I take it as an insult. Like the trolls that follow me, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're literally you're trolling a dude that posts pictures of hot dogs and is on a game show on the Food Network. Like,
I love when you break it down like
yeah,
that.
like as a hater, don't you have, as a troll, wouldn't you have ambition?
Right.
Like if I was a troll,
Yeah.
like I troll Steakums. It's a company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'll troll like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck or
Yeah.
say something. But you're gonna troll like. Why? Like, is your ambition so low that you're like, dude, this dude's like barely on TV. I'm going after him.
Well, that's where it hurts sometimes because you'll go after a troll and go, "You're attacking a podcast." And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never thought of it that way. I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
I'm like, you're trying to do right by everybody, and I'm at home going, "Oh, jeez,
No, but I'm saying
we're
that
just doing a podcast." You watch what this podcast turns into.
But the quality of trolling has gone way
Well,
down.
a few insiders got to me and told me they turned me on to some shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the fake
like when
accounts.
your eyes. What do you mean it's fake accounts? It's all fake
yeah.
accounts.
A lot of fake accounts, but where they were coming from, and I got a lesson. Boy, did I get a lesson.
Well, wherever they're coming from, they're not coming from the funny fucking camp. I'll tell you that much. Jesus.
Who's the funny camp?
It's not funny. I like trolls are good when they're funny, right? I enjoy them, right? Who doesn't like a witty, good troll?
Some of the trolls are really funny.
No, but you got like the old school guys like Naked Militia. You got as vile as he is, that guy MJ. I mean, they're funny and they're smart. And if you go head to head, you're gonna tangle with somebody smart. But these peripheral guys, holy shit!
Well, there's a lot.
I mean, they're like, you're a fat. I'm like,
well, there's a lot of funny. There's a lot of funny. Hold on, I want to make this point. There are a lot of funny guys out there, and you wonder, why are you wasting your time on this?
Oh no, but
you got actual talent with the photoshopping and all this.
Oh no, but like those Photoshop guys,
and,
like I
and
said,
artists, like artists that do all sorts of
like Naked
drawings
Militia and all
stuff.
those dudes, and Slice we used to be on. I mean, God, they made it fun. I mean, they would put these Photoshop things, and they would be funny, and and they're great. And then you get these fucking tree sloths, and it's just like, and the minute you square up with them, they're like the first thing they're like, your wife took all your money. I'm like, yeah. Like, what are you doing?
I hate admitting this, but it is the truth. You can't square up with those dudes. They have all the time in the world.
Fun, but they're fun.
No, the ones that are fun and they move on, and you almost
you get a mutual respect.
You can almost feel the love.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about those guys. There are guys out there. They're spending their whole day at this. You can't square up with those guys. You're gonna lose every time. I hate admitting that when I'm gonna lose something, but you can't compete with that shit. Like I said many episodes ago, it's like fist fighting with a ghost. It's impossible. So anyway, what happened today with the gossip?
So the guy calls me. He's like, "Hey, Cuban, what's up?"
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, listen to this. Like, how deep my roots go. It's like, my son works at the movie theater next to Marie's. I'm like, boo, your son.
Right.
So then I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I know that kid. He's like, he just told me, Marie broke up with her new boyfriend. I'm like, the dude's 20. I could have told you that 6 months ago.
Right.
Get off the phone.
Right.
I'm going to go eat hot dogs.
Right.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Why are they telling you this?
But they want to tell me this shit all fucking day. They think they're doing me a favor.
Right.
I don't care.
Right. That is weird.
I'm dating a girl that's in Inked magazine.
Ooh, how many tats?
The whole back.
The whole back. Ooh. Robert just went, ooh.
You don't like that, Robert?
No, that was a good thing.
Littlefoot just went, ooh.
It's got like serpents and shit. It's like the cover of Dungeons and Dragons, like the Masters. It's so dope.
You know who cemented your nickname? I'm going to get back to you in a second. Brother Weeze.
Who?
Oh, it was an honor to
But
have
he
that.
cemented your nickname.
Absolutely.
We weren't sure, but when he kept calling you Littlefoot with that love behind it, you're done, my friend.
Yep.
Back to Carl.
When you guys were at Little Pokehan or whatever, what the fuck was that restaurant you went to?
Mama San.
Yeah.
Mama San's.
Dr. Pokemon or whatever bullshit fucking Thai place you went to. And that Bon Jovi thing was a fucking bombshell. I was frozen listening to that.
No kidding.
I felt awkward.
Right. What episode is that? That's Russ Never Sleeps is the title of that
69?
one. Something like that. But basically, Mama San, she's been in this country like almost 40 years from Vietnam, left her family behind. Everyone died. She couldn't even get back in time to see her family before they passed.
Shit happens.
Well, it's Vietnam. she didn't really want to go back.
That's why whenever something's bad, they say it's Vietnam.
Made a life for herself up there in Rochester. Is really good at real estate and really good at that restaurant's been kicking for a long time.
Ho Ho Pokemon, right? It's called
Mama San.
Mama San's.
Whatever. I just get because I only listen to the podcasts I'm not on.
Yeah.
Because I'm a competitive.
Oh, really?
I am. I'm very competitive, and I was sitting there and I'm like, fucking Robert.
Well, you were invited, you fuck.
I had to sleep off the. I mean, to quote Bon Jovi, things got slippery when wet.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was living on a prayer.
So why did I get sick?
On a steel horse I was riding. I was wanted dead or alive.
Well, the story that was told, Mama San's daughter was very young, way back in the day. She's an older woman now, man.
She's probably in her 40s.
Yeah, I don't want to put
She's
her...
Asian 40, though. She looks 17.
Well.
Yo, bro, congratulations, Mike, on getting engaged. That's probably the dumbest thing you did, but she's Asian. Mm-hmm. So she's going to look good for a minute.
Her mom's a smoke right now.
Is she chunky?
How old is the mom?
No, the mom. We always try to hook you up with the mom.
What's
Dude,
up?
you gotta go.
I'm serious.
Yes.
Mom's single, and Julia's always like, Carl will be perfect. He cooks. She loves to cook all different Filipino food. She's funny. She's beautiful.
Carl's perfect for 2 weeks. Did you tell her that?
Oh, she knows that. But Julia, you said it originally. She's a keeper because she's like, that's what my mom needs. She needs like a week or two with a new guy. She hasn't had a guy in a while.
Let's fucking play motherfucking ball, bro.
I got you.
All right, let's get this done. No,
seriously, wrap this up, Joey.
Mama San said that she still looks good and doesn't look her age because she's chunky. Or did she say chubby?
Chubby, chunky.
Yeah.
And basically said when you get chunky and chubby, it pushes out the wrinkles.
See, I'm Cuban. My thing for fat or chunky for a girl. I'm like, do you need a wheelchair to get to the bathroom? No? Then you're fine.
Then you're good.
Yeah, then you're good.
But anyway, so her daughter back in the day went to a Bon Jovi show with Brother Weeze. I think she was 13, 14. And Bon Jovi, she didn't look 13 or 14. I got to protect my old friend Bon Jovi. But he was hitting on her. He was hitting on Mama San's daughter up there in Rochester, and then
Please don't lie, man.
Well, then we said something like, "Hey, bro, she's 14," and then Bon Jovi, absolutely backed off. but she looked a bit older for her age, I guess. That was a crazy story.
I was listening to the podcast. I mean, I wasn't happy because Robert was doing really good. Like I listened to him for like people to shit to bed. You know what I mean? Because I'm competitive.
You listen until hoping the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Like, you know, I'm listening to the one with Judy Gold. If she's a professional comedian, I'm like, ha ha, whatever, funny, Judy Gold. 3 jokes in a row, whatever, big deal.
Now it makes sense because you'll call me and go, you know, that Judy Gold podcast, that was a damn good episode.
Yeah.
It's like anger in his compliment.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was a good one.
Yeah,
God
I'm
damn
competitive.
it.
You know what I mean?
So what about the Ink Girl?
So,
And how big are the tattoos?
whole back, 2 sleeves, 2 full sleeves.
Yeah. Don't you come from a time where the tattoos were tiny little butterflies on the ankle and maybe a little tiny tramp stamp? So
Yeah, Marie had a little butterfly. I mean, by the time we broke up, it was a giant moth. An Amazonian moth.
it was a T-Rex.
Yeah.
How did
I'm like, is that Batman? She's like, no, that's a monarch butterfly. I'm like, how many of them?
how did your little cute butterfly tattoo turn into a T-Rex?
Is that a megalodon?
What the fuck? Is that King Kong climbing a building?
I'm like,
with my money?
Aren't How did King Kong get all my money up there in the Empire State? I hope you saw Empire State.
Swatting lawyers away.
Lawyer back. Oh my God.
No, I ask because I come from a time, and you're not. I mean, you're definitely younger than me, but how is it?
20.
How is it going with a girl that has the big giant tattoos?
Well, here's the thing. When I
mean, I find it strange. I know it's way in now, but when you see a girl with a full sleeve, I just still can't wrap my head around that shit.
she's got the body to match. I mean,
because they just weren't doing that.
Depending on
when
the
I was...
position you're in, I mean, sometimes it looks like you're painting a motherfucking Sistine Chapel. I mean, it's awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes if the room is dark, it looks like they're wearing a cape. It's kind of weird. But
it's kind of weird.
But I dig it. I mean, I'm trying a whole bunch of new stuff, Opie. I've been out of the game for 11 years. What's available to me now, there's not a lot of girls that say no to me.
Right.
Because everybody's damaged goods. Me and them, everybody's a mess.
Just enjoy yourself.
Everybody's just trying to make it, everybody's just trying to have a good time now. Like
Go through your happy period now.
I'm going to stay in this period.
Did she leave the boobs alone with the tattoos?
Oh, no, they're all set up.
With tats?
Yeah.
That I don't like.
No, you would like that.
I don't like
Get my
that.
phone.
All right. I don't know. Do you like the tattoos on the boobs, Robert?
Everywhere.
Give it a second.
Wait, even on the boobs?
Yeah.
Really? No, man. You gotta leave the body parts alone, don't you?
Oh, why?
What does she got down below?
Nothing but fun. What color is fun?
All right, Mike's getting your phone. So, yeah, but after the Rochester trip, I got sick. We had a couple parties to go to.
Right.
And you never want to hear this when you walk into... Oh, here's the phone. You're going to be distracted. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
You never want to hear when you walk into someone's house and there's a party going on, and you walk up to the person to greet them, and they say, stay away, I'm still sick. And you're thinking to yourself, that's not going to be good enough. I'm going to be sick within 2 days.
You're already inside the bubble. You're already
Right.
inside the contaminated zone.
Right. And then you got a mom coming up going, Saucepan was vomiting all last night.
Who names their kids Saucepan?
Well, I'm trying
What? Hold on. I'm looking for fucking pictures.
Well, that's nothing. Spatula had explosive diarrhea last night. Like, all the moms have to announce what their kids had a mere 12 hours ago, and I'm sitting there like, there's no way I'm getting out of here alive.
And
I'm going to have at least 2 of these sicknesses.
And all those moms are so competitive that they're trying to out-sick the other kid.
You sent me this picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, Robert.
That is very nice. Yeah,
Very nice.
It's kind of awkward.
Come on, Mikey.
Sometimes it's awkward. I'll get a text from Carl around my family, like, "Oh, Carl's checking in," and I'm like, "Oh my God!" I throw my phone across the room. That one was nice, though. She's got tatted boobs. I remember that one. That was nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Did she need to tat the nipples because she had some?
Listen.
What?
I'm gonna explain something to you.
Yes.
Okay. When you're up with somebody and
Yeah.
they're naked and there's certain things that are going on, tattoos or whatever.
Yeah.
You have a limited time
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe 3 questions. You have a chance to ask 1 out of 3 questions.
Yeah.
1, oh, cool tattoo. That
Right.
goes fucking nowhere. That goes the opposite direction of where this encounter's going. Because now she's going to sit Indian style and tell you a story about her tattoos.
Yeah.
Which is never good because it always ends up somewhere painful. Right?
Next thing you know,
My dad used to hit me with a pan, and now you know what I mean. So I don't want to.
Fast forward 2 hours, you're both crying
Yeah,
as,
we're
you
both
watch,
fucking
as you watch The Notebook on Netflix.
We're watching Eat, Pray, Love, fucking eating fucking frozen pizza. It's a fucking mess.
You're like, oh, I blew it. With
I blew it.
My one question.
Question number 2. Oh, are is your hair dyed or what? Or 3, can I touch it?
Right.
You always go for. You got to keep it moving. No one cares. She doesn't want to answer these questions.
Right. So
She don't.
She
Because
doesn't
the
want
odds
to
of
tell
her
you about
telling you the
why
truth-
she's got tattoos on her boobs.
But why ask a question where the 90% chances she's going to lie to you? The more questions, these people say people lie. The only reason people lie is because you've asked them too many questions.
Right. So you go right to the, can I touch them?
I haven't said a lie to this girl because she doesn't ask me any fucking questions.
That's good. There you go.
Where were you? Outside. True. Let's move on.
Right.
But as you're in a relationship, that's what the lies are because your partner just needs to know everything.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where dudes, we don't lie because we want to lie. We lie because we want you to stop talking.
Yeah.
Because we're doing something. We're watching a game or we're doing,
All right.
So be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nothing. What are you thinking about? So you completely make it up because they don't want to know what you're really thinking about.
Right.
You're like, dude, that girl Denny in the 8th grade was so dope. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say that.
Right.
So I'm like, just us. Our old last family vacation. Oh, did Robert? He ate all the pudding. Like, who the fuck cares? I'm not thinking. I never thought about you for a minute.
So you didn't ask about any of the tattoos?
Why
There
would you?
go.
They're already there.
Fair enough.
The story's already on the skin, cuz.
So, I'm going somewhere with this sickness. So, NyQuil, Dayquil, Theraflu.
You got to freeze the NyQuil and drink whatever doesn't freeze. Night.
Wow, what a great tip.
Yeah. When you're done being sick and you want to sleep for maybe a day or 2,
Right.
freeze the NyQuil and whatever doesn't freeze, take a swig out of that syrup.
What is the stuff that doesn't
all
freeze?
all the active ingredients. Night.
Oh my God! I never heard of this one before.
That's a good one.
So I'm looped.
Scissorp.
So I'm looped up on all sorts of shit. I got the Afrin, the Sudafed,
that shit's
the
bad
Advil.
for your fucking heart.
Well,
Afrin accelerates the shit out of your
yeah,
heart.
you're not supposed to use it a lot.
Yeah, but you'll use it just when you think you have a stuffy nose.
Yeah. No, I don't really use it a lot. But and then my mother-in-law, she nailed it. She says, screw the cold medicine and the Theraflu and all that. Sudafed, Advil, you're good to go. And that actually got me back on my feet, thank God. But when I was in this cold coma from taking too much shit, I went on a YouTube loop because of you motherfucker.
What
Because when we were driving home from Rochester,
Right.
you were showing me YouTube videos as he's driving, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I'm a pretty good driver, though. I got it done.
Yeah,
On a scale of me and Robert. Robert being 1.
well, your skills are very impressive.
Right.
But checking your Twitter every 5 miles. I wish it was every 5 miles. That was a little nerve-wracking.
Why? People were tweeting me. What am I What do you do? I'm not going to be rude.
I finally got to the point. I just simply do not check my my phone when I'm in a car. I don't know how I was able to do that.
You've been in
but-
the car for a week because fucking.
Huh?
You've been in the car for a week? What are you sleeping in your car?
What do you mean?
Opie just pulls out these tweets out of nowhere. Hail on the beach, and then goes dead for fucking 10 hours, and leaves me with all the trolls. That's Photoshopped hail. You can't afford hail. You're not talented. Why don't you do hail by yourself? It's so
I
stupid.
may have had a relapse walking the beach in a hailstorm. That wasn't smart. Jesus.
Sick. He's fucking videoing pictures of him hailing on the beach.
I mean, I'm getting soaked. It's a sandstorm, a hailstorm, right? It's on my Instagram, OpieRadio, if you want to check it out. But then I decide I got to turn toward the hail to get a better video. That was a mistake. That hail could do some damage, man.
Was it golf ball size or was it the little like?
No, they were small
Pellets.
They were pellets, but they were ice. I mean, they were solid ice, and it was not fun.
It's like in machine gun
They were
fire.
like BBs.
Yeah.
Like BBs just being shot at your face. I felt like I got a facial, though.
I'm working on a spice rub
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
called the Cuban.
That's all right. So anyway, no, because I want to tell you this. We're driving home from Rochester. He's showing me YouTube videos about religion that'll blow your mind.
That was crazy, right?
About basically all religion is
They're
just
exactly the same.
Is just simply based on the fact that they were worshiping the sun because they wanted their damn crops to grow, and that's it. That's it. Man turned it into all that other horse shit. So I go to Carl, man, you know a lot of stuff. And then we're talking about the Philadelphia experiment where they had a... What are you looking at?
Art.
All right, we can look at that or we can do a podcast. That's really nice.
Yeah, right.
She left her legs and her butt cheeks alone.
We got to keep a canvas going at any one given time.
I forgot. Carl has terrible ADD.
Look how happy
she's wonderful. Yeah, she's all right, man. Where'd you guys meet?
Instagram.
Instagram. Jesus, this is going to be a mess. So anyway, we talked about the Philadelphia experiment where they had a ship go bye-bye.
Right.
You were the one that researched that shit.
Yeah, the Philadelphia experiment where they used these electromagnetic coils that Tesla invented.
Tesla was a genius for real.
They made a fiction movie out of that.
You know that he died penniless?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Edison
no
stole
fucking
all
money.
that. Yeah.
Well,
Edison was a son of a bitch.
Well,
now who did DC? Tesla was AC.
No.
Yeah.
No, Tesla did the good one.
Tesla was direct current.
Yeah.
And Edison did alternating current, AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tesla and the wrong one won. Tesla's was a better technology.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right?
Tesla, he made the mistake of saying that he figured out free electricity. You never want to say that you figured out free electricity.
Is that what it was that did him in?
I think so.
Sure.
He died penniless at that point, but he figured it out.
Didn't he die in a Hotel Pennsylvania up here?
I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, really?
He died in the Hotel Pennsylvania.
How did he die?
Just cirrhosis of the liver. I think he drank.
Oh, he drank himself to death? Because he knew shit. That guy's brain was...
He probably drank to shut his brain off.
I
drank to turn my brain on. Like, where are my keys? Let me have a drink.
That guy's brain was not meant for this world.
No.
He was way ahead most of
these people are anomalies.
Yeah, exactly. So we were talking about the Philadelphia experiment. I don't know if I truly believe it, where they made a ship disappear.
Yeah. I mean, it's all military shit. There's so much shit that goes on. I don't know. Let me tell you something. It's never been more apparent to me than with the current political state.
Yeah.
Like James Comey and the FBI and all this shit. I mean, you say whatever you want about Trump. These law enforcement shits, and they're out of control. And all the lying and all the bullshit, just like it makes you, to a point you're like, dude, this is all bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they're all in on it. I really don't. For the first time in my life, I don't trust the government. From top to bottom.
Well, Scaramucci basically told us that.
No, but
and that's where I'm at.
I thought that good always prevails. Dude, it doesn't.
I don't believe in either side.
I think good barely prevails.
You could call me a libtard all you want. I don't believe in either fucking side. And how can I be a libtard if I believe that Louis C.K.'s set was okay and that you should stick up for that shit?
But
that's coming from the left. That used to come from the right.
Right. Now the right
they switched.
Yeah.
And I got to say, because I'm on a lot of cold medicine, you know why he wants that wall for real, right?
Why is that?
Why does Trump want that wall? Who wants to raise their hand?
I think you promised.
I'm going to give...
That was funny.
Sadly, I meant it.
Got on fire.
Sadly, I meant it. I want some organization in this goddamn podcast. Take Carl's phone away. No, I think I got a different take than anyone.
All right, what's your take?
No, I want to hear your take first.
My take is I think it's
Why does he truly want the wall? Strip everything away.
I think it's
You're smarter than
I haven't really thought about it. Why he really wants the wall? I think if there's any reason why someone would want the wall, is the same reason that someone wouldn't want the wall. And I think it all comes at changing the core demographic of the voting bloc in the United States. I really do. I really think that.
You think he's thinking that far ahead?
I don't think he's thinking far ahead. I think he has unbelievable instincts.
Right.
I think that he has more instincts than brains.
Well, it's a campaign promise, so
it's a campaign promise.
You can't deny that. So if he doesn't get the wall, then his base is going to be like, what the fuck? And they've already ignored the fact that Mexico's not paying for the wall anymore. But I think he wants the wall for pure legacy. He don't give a fuck about how many illegals come into this country. What this guy wants, when his time is done, he wants a giant construction project. He's a builder.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate thing for a builder. You have a wall that separates America from Mexico, and you know there's going to be Trump signs all over the fucking thing.
I agree with you 1,000.
Well, sure. The health care was called Obamacare, right? So this is going to be Trump's wall. In 50 years, he's going to that's what's in his head. I totally agree with you. Trump's wall.
In the end,
the Great Wall of China,
it's more about legacy than taking care of the illegal immigration problem in this country.
But I think what you got to look at is why it's not. One thing that I learned in life is, like, especially in restaurant projects when I'm building it, is not who wants it. You know, like, say, okay, I want to do this with the kitchen, this and that. I want to do this with the building.
Right.
I always listen to who doesn't want it. Right. Because there the truth lies. Like, why won't you want something?
Right.
Like, one thing is you want something positive. Okay? Right. Like, okay, you want a wall. Fine. You know what? Every country has a wall. Right. Mexico has walls. The wall between Mexico and Central America is brutal. You know what I mean? The wall in Korea everyone has a wall. It's part of sovereignty. It's part of, makes a country a country.
Well, the Great Wall of China, I mean, that wall kind of fell apart over the years.
Oh, yeah. Fast forward 20,000 years. I'm sure it did good while they needed it. Back then with the horses and the noodles and shit and whatever the fuck they were. They kept the wontons on one side and the fucking egg rolls on another. I don't know what the fuck the wall was for, but I'm just...
Thank you!
It's still there.
Everyone says, "Oh, you can see it from space and all that." I'm like, "Good for you," but why did they build this thing?
Well, I'm sure it made sense back then when they had it.
Okay, fair enough.
You gotta have to understand, a lot of big projects like that throughout history are ways to keep poor people. That was the first welfare, how to build bridges, tunnels.
Yeah. I understand all that.
It's more of a
but a lot of people will argue that more people are going back to Mexico than coming in.
Well, that's not true.
I don't know.
That's not true.
Where do you get your stat from?
It's just not true. I mean, I don't know the numbers, so I'm not going to say. I know that's not true.
They say that more people going back to Mexico because they come to America and they're like, oh, "Fuck, I can't make this work."
No, that's not true. It's not.
You don't think that's true?
The thing with Mexico is when you say they're going back to Mexico.
Do you think it's getting worse, or?
Well, you're using Mexican. So what happens is there's a shift in immigration where it's no longer Mexico. Now we're dealing with countries we never dealt with before in this number. You're dealing with El Salvador. You're dealing with Guatemala. You're dealing with. It's getting deeper and farther. Every day I see on the streets less Mexicans and more Central Americans. Right. And I also see a different type of crime. And I'm telling you from the street. Mexicans have a code, so things are a little different. You know what I mean? These are my boys. You know what I mean? And shit in Central America.
They don't play.
You can sit in your little ivory tower.
They don't play.
Stabnado going on down there, right. Bro. It is legit.
But
there's towns in Long Island that got overrun, literally overrun. They assassinate people. It's a different world.
Oh, I know the towns. Trust me, it's a big problem out there on Long Island. But my whole point here is that
maybe there's less Mexicans coming in,
right?
And there's Mexicans leaving. But they're being replaced by another immigration because I'm seeing
by some scary.
And you know what? I don't have and I don't want to throw numbers out because that's stupid because I don't have them. No, but I'm just telling you, seat of my pants.
You got a mic in front of you. That means it's got to be real. No, it's got to be true.
No, it's not true.
That's how the world works.
My seat of the pants. I hire for myself and other restaurants. I hire 100 people a month here and there. Doing favors and
right.
That's a whole new world.
Whole new game.
And the cops don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
And I mean, these guys don't care.
Well, but my whole point, besides all that, I don't think that Trump considers a lot of that stuff. And this is
no. I
really believe it's more about his legacy,
I think everything a president does,
his ego, and he wants to leave his mark long after he's gone as a builder.
You can't tell me one president that their main goal wasn't ego and legacy.
Well, that's true too.
From landing people on the moon with Kennedy. I mean, look at these people. I mean, they spent half of their 8 years or 4 years, if you're a real shitty dude, you can't get reelected, but
right.
They spend most of their time either trying to raise money for their library
right.
or naming shit after them.
Right. Well, they build the library if they can't get the big construction project.
Right.
Right.
So this is his library, I'm sure.
Well, because now now they're going to make it out of steel instead of cement. That bothers them.
These are all side deals.
And then the other side is like, look, we just need a better border security, but that doesn't help his legacy of having a dramatic, awesome.
Ultimately, why
wall on the border?
What I'm saying is, listen, my parents are immigrants, right? But I'm saying it's very hard to argue the basic tenet that just the dude wants a wall. Give him it's your country. If you want a wall, get a wall.
Right.
I mean, just a physical thing. I mean, why is it? So that's what I look at. I'm like, why is this a problem? Well, why is this a big like? And what I would think is, I would say to the Democrats, which they have a lot of great points, and the Republicans. I hate Republicans because they're so wishy-washy. They have no fucking backbone. Like they're just pussies. Republicans are pussies.
Both sides are.
I know, but at least the Democrats, they're like they're always up to shady shit and fucking. They're always doing shady shit.
I love
the Democrats.
I would love to cheer what you did.
Slippery Willie, bro. Bill Clinton is my boy, bro. That guy was he was like that Teflon
and just to qualify,
but I would love to cheer what you just said. But then you look at the Democrats, and they can't even figure out who to go up against Trump still.
Oh, we all know who's going to be.
Biden?
No, Biden's going to die, dude. He's 100.
Then who is it going to be?
I think it's Cory Booker.
Oh,
no,
Christ.
he's not going to do it.
If they
I think he'll give a run for it, but you think he'll get the nomination?
If they don't put a black guy or Spanish guy, they're fucked. It's either Booker or Beto.
What about
out of Texas?
Yeah, that guy.
Right.
They say he's a white
Irish
Obama.
guy with a Spanish name.
Yeah, and he's a white.
Oh wow,
Obama.
you're the president. You don't want a skateboard. Boo.
Elizabeth Warren doesn't have a shot.
She
She's
lost.
too radical.
She lost everything
with that beer. So embarrassing.
Holy shit.
I'm just gonna. Oh, you mind if I get a beer? Like it wasn't
Who
all
asked
calculated.
for a beer like that?
Right. You just get a beer, and then you're like, then you're watching, going, "Holy shit, she's drinking a beer," right? Did
you see her drink that beer?
It was
it's a hostage video.
Really embarrassing.
She lost everything right there. I mean, I saw it. You saw it dying right in the
If she wanted to relate with everyone, she should have just picked up a G pen.
Yeah.
Then people would have been like, "Oh,
she would have won.
This bitch means business."
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Instead of this awkward. I think it's gonna be okay if I drink a beer on my Instagram. It was all calculated.
Yeah.
All these politicians are so calculated.
They crushed Kavanaugh during the thing about him being an alcoholic and drinking all those beers. And the first thing she does is she breaks out some shitty Michelob.
Oh, it's terrible.
A Miller or something. Oh, Miller must be freaking out.
Robert, what were you going to say about the wall? I interrupted you.
I was going to qualify what Carl was saying about the Democrats, right? Remember, Carl and I grew up in New Jersey,
right.
So the Democrats in New Jersey were, at the time we grew up, it made Chicago look like a walk in the park. So nobody, to your point, nobody gets both sides are just fucked up beyond all recognition right now. Everything, it's what Scaramucci said. And it's a zero-sum game. Everybody's going for the nuclear option. Nobody wants to sit down and come up with something common. What's the problem? How can we all get a little taste? Nobody wants their share. One side wants to take all, the other side wants to take all. And that's why we're all fucked.
Yeah. I mean, both sides agree we got to do something with the border, but they have very different ways of looking at it.
But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, let's just say, prove this asshole wrong. Build a wall. If the numbers don't go down, be like, look, you're an idiot.
Right.
Well, all right?
Well, the
you know
numbers...
what I mean? You're building a wall. Listen, guys. If somebody wants to get over the border, they get over the border. Trust me, I'm in the business of getting things to where they're not supposed to be. Right? Not now.
Isn't it true most illegals fly into this country?
Yes.
Fucking right on JetBlue. They're high fiving and watching soccer, watching Gold TV on the fucking little...
as they watch the construction for the wall.
There's an ocean right there.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you know what? You can stop somebody really stupid or really shitty. I think it's more of a deterrent.
Dude, and if there's a wall, you don't think they're going to figure out something else like...
Well, it's a symbol.
What about
the problem?
You know about the tunnels.
It's a symbol, but listen.
The tunnel system down there is insane.
Of course, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. And they have motorcycles, and they put little tracks on them, and you drive the motorcycles through the tunnels.
Right.
It's like fucking...
And they don't just pop up on the other side. They pop up miles on the other side.
Oklahoma.
The guy from Tesla, what's his name? Jordan Belfort, what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. When he was like, yeah, we're building a tunnel in LA. Those Mexicans were like, yeah, now?
Why don't you just use ours?
Yeah, use ours. We actually have 3 Teslas we stole from your dealership in there.
So true.
Fucking jerk.
As soon as the wall's built, then, someone's going to go into the air balloon business. Just float. Why wouldn't you get an air balloon and just float people over to the other side?
Well, what I'm saying is, listen, never on who wants to do it, right? Why Trump wants to do it, is it idiotic? Probably, right? But it's $5 billion. They want to. So you're telling me, okay, you're not going to give the guy $5 billion. Let him build a stupid wall. Who cares? Right? It's going to make jobs.
Well,
which I'm in for, because everybody's going to get a cut. Because all the shady contractors, a couple people are going to get nice boats out of that fucking thing. It's going to be nice.
See, this is.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
But then, in the same omnibus bill, they'll pass. They want $20 billion for foreign aid. Who the fuck? For who? For who? Have you walked down the street? Do you know what I mean? We need at least 13 new insane asylums, right? Like we need medical care for. But there's a lot of mental problems now.
Right.
You know, kids are finding it hard to adjust. They're shooting up schools and shit. So how about that foreign aid? Why don't we make believe we're foreigners and fucking spend
aid
the money,
ourselves?
right?
Take care of ourselves.
I take care of ourselves. Like you can't look at me both sides. Like if this idiot wants to build a wall, who cares? It's jobs. And listen, you want to beat this guy? Show him that it doesn't fucking work. Show him it doesn't work, but as long as it's at an abstract, he's going to win because he's got patriotism on his side.
No, but the Democrats are looking at it. If we could prevent that wall from going up, then he's fucked in 2020. It's all political games.
But they're wrong because if they prevent the wall, people they already voted for it, and if they see their hero,
no, they voted for border security, and everyone agreed, and then
every rally he had, it was literally build that wall.
Oh no, I understand that.
So if he doesn't get the wall, you think these guys in Oklahoma think as advanced as you do? No. They're going to be like, they got our boy against the corner. Oh, yeah. Let's go and vote. And then he's a president again.
Well,
the only way you beat him is by showing these people that he can't lose, that he can't, he's fallible, right? So let him install all his fucking projects. Once the long arm of government inefficiency grabs him, the same thing's going to happen with Obamacare. Remember how silly Obama looked with this thing? They couldn't even get the website figured out.
Right.
The website cost 5 times as much as this wall.
Right. Well,
nobody freaked out.
I think the answer, and it drives people nuts out there because they both want me to pick a side, and I'm more in the middle.
Pick them both. They're both idiots.
The answer is in the middle.
Yeah,
they gotta work They gotta work together on this shit. But both sides dig the fuck in. Nothing gets accomplished, and now you got people that really need those paychecks sitting out on the sideline going, "What the fuck? You guys got to figure this out together."
Well, did you hear Trump? Did you show Trump says he doesn't care about them because most of them are Democrats.
He's just the worst. He
doesn't know how to make one friend. That fucking guy.
Don't for a second think he cares about people. At least admit that. He don't give a fuck about people.
You don't get a helicopter and a jet because you care about people.
Right. He don't give two shits
There's a
about
difference
people.
between being able to communicate with people and talk.
But then again, how many politicians actually care about the people?
They don't. You wouldn't be a politician if you did.
I mean, they're very tricky because they talk about how they got into public service to take care of people, and then
they didn't. They couldn't get a job anywhere else.
And then they pull this horse shit, and you're like, wow, you're not really taking care of the people.
All of them.
Local ones, I think, go in with that intention. If you have any, and there's been studies that say that CEOs, not ours, CEOs and presidents and governors, they're borderline sociopaths.
What's the borderline? They are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Well, they're on the spectrum, right? So they're not. They may not totally
spectrum. They're sliding down the rainbow like the fucking cover Chutes and Ladders.
Very good. Well done. Hey, it's also great to hear Mikey the Cop back on the podcast, even though he's pimping off his future mother-in-law to the Cuban. Degenerate. But you know what they say, like mother, like daughter. So I hope you know how to control that bladder there, Carl. Time for a little business. Greg.
Carl, we got a new sponsor to the OpieRadio podcast.
Yes.
Manscaped.com.
What's that?
How's your down below?
I'm bald like a giddy baby.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, I'm busy now. I can't have any hang-ups.
But I got a kit for you and everything.
It grows quick.
All right, so you can do some of that manscaping.
Well, I need it for my shoulders and back and neck.
I got to read some of the copy. Don't laugh at me.
Okay, go ahead.
Taming the briar patch, mowing the lawn, or trimming Yeti. Whatever you call it. It's about time we talked about manscaping.
Do they have a tool for Hogan's Alley?
That's Augusta.
What do you mean?
Isn't it?
Hogan's Alley.
Isn't that Augusta?
Yeah, but that's what I call like the difference between the little butthole and the balls. I call it Hogan's Alley. Yeah, we call it Hogan's Alley.
Why do you call it Hogan's Alley?
Because you're in the rough down there.
Caddy, I need my 7-wood.
Pay me a nice 7-wood.
Guys, you manscape, right? You know, keep things trimmed and fresh below the waist. 9 out of 10 women of all ages prefer their guy manscaped.
Let me tell you, just happened to me.
What do you mean?
I manscaped hard the other day.
Oh, to get ready.
New girl, and I knew that this girl was a full breach. Like we were just going in hot. We were going in hot.
Right.
And she commented.
You didn't leave a little something?
No, I went full. I needed all the length I got.
You look like a newborn baby down there.
Like a baby. A couple of razor burns. It didn't look great. I looked a little rashy.
Right.
Because I don't have all the good equipment. You know what I mean? I'm doing this with
So you don't look like Fidel Castro smoking a cigar anymore? Don't laugh at that. That's hack.
I love hack. I love it. You do the best hack.
That's right out of the hack book.
I love that one.
All right, good. Let's see. 9 out of 10 women. Yeah, they.
Oh, anyway, the girl liked it.
But you got to have the right tools for the jewels.
I like that.
Or you'll look like you used a machete.
Yeah, like me.
Right, okay. Pop over to manscaped.com and check out their perfect package. Nice. Not that perfect package. The Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. That was a smash hit I should say, Shark Tank. I love that Shark Tank, and they did well on Shark Tank.
Do you have like different sizes? Because I mean, we all know you got a different you got a different tank down there than most guys. What do you mean? Got some armament down there.
What do you mean?
I saw that picture on the beach.
I don't got red hair down there.
You sure?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's blonde.
No, it's not.
With a couple of grays.
You have blonde pubic hair?
I pulled the grays out.
I would shave that immediately. That must look crazy. It's like Charlie Brown's head.
Why? It features the lawnmower, Carl.
What's that?
To answer your question, a precision trimmer engineered for below-the-waist grooming.
Ooh.
And then, its skin-safe technology means no more accidental nicks and burns.
That's my problem.
Oh, my God. I tried electric razor that I use in my face just to get the balls, cleaned up a little bit. Oh, boy, was that a mistake.
I had this one long one I guess I never caught.
Right?
I mean, it was tied up to my leg hair. I had to detangle it for like an hour.
Yeah. Check out the lawnmower and the amazing grooming and hygiene products that come with your perfect package. What's that saying? Trim the shrubs and the tree stands taller.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I had a bird's eye view the other day because I lost a little weight.
Yeah.
I was looking strong.
Looking good, right, Carl?
And the girl liked it. She said, I was soft down there.
Beautiful.
She's like, I'm going to use you as a pillow.
My package, because I've had like this heavy cold for the last week, looks like an overcooked egg noodle.
Yo, colds make it crazy.
No, the Sudafed.
The Sudafed, is that what gets you?
Oh, it makes it mushy. Everyone knows that.
Oh, no. You got a flat tire down here, cuz?
Pretty much. With no chance of air.
Oh, wonton Opie.
No chance of air, man.
Like you stepped on a dumpling.
Check for a nail.
A little bow bun down there.
I might have a leak in this thing.
Oh my God! Is it getting weepy?
Oh, it's the worst.
Does it weep with the Sudafed?
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Sudafed makes me weep down there like a little baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Trim the shrubs and the tree stands tall. Yes, that's what the saying is. Order now to receive a manly toiletry bag, a $39 value for free. Just enter promo code Opie, O-P-I-E, at manscaped.com. That's promo code Opie at manscaped.com, M-A-N-S-C-A-P-E-D.
I like this.
.com.
See, this is a sponsor that we could use.
Yes, welcome, Manscaped.com.
Welcome. Does it work on, can we do like little Robert's feet knuckles?
Now back to the OpieRadio podcast.
I'm actually producing this episode on what would have been Bowie's 72nd birthday. So in honor of him and the next segment, well, here you go.
A. Ground control to Major Tom.
7. 6.
OpieRadio countdowns on.
5. 4.
With Carl Ruiz and Littlefoot on Westwood One.
Blast.
We were talking about the Philadelphia experiment and all that, and because of you, Carl's telling me all this stuff on the way back from Rochester, and I'm like, how do you know so much shit? Because your knowledge up there was blowing Weeze away.
Right.
So he goes, I just watch a lot of YouTube. So I got home, and I got sick, so I'm laying around for a few days. I got myself into some weird areas on YouTube because of this man. It started with the worshiping the sun. Where most religions, that's pretty much what
it's all.
You break it down. They were worshiping the sun because they needed their crops to grow so they can live.
Right.
And then humans got their greedy little hands involved and then made all these different religions that are all based on basically the same principles in general. Yeah. Even the Muslims, believe it or not.
All the same shit.
All the same shit. So I started with that video. You want to know where I ended up?
Where'd you end? You could get really crazy.
I ended up videos about robots, and oh my God!
Did you get to AI? Because that's the end of the world.
And the AI.
That's the end of the world.
Of course it is. They say robots and AI is the last invention of humans. Wait, so you've seen these videos?
World War III.
The singularity shit?
Yes!
Woo!
You made it! You made it!
No, I had Ray Kurzweil on my old show many years ago.
Out, bro. He's the best.
So basically, singularity is when technology surpasses humans and how they could think.
Right.
When it comes to humans in the universe, we think we know everything.
Right.
Simply, our brains we're stupid compared to what really is out there as far as the universe goes and as far as intelligence levels go.
Right.
And with us getting into the robot technology and the AI shit, we're done. We're done because the computers are going to think about shit that we can't possibly fathom.
They will extinguish us in a second.
Right.
Everything that we do. I was listening to Elon Musk, and he fucking left me cold. He said, they asked him, they said, well, what do you think about AI? He says, well, the only difference now between the future and now is bandwidth. He says it's a very slow communication between robots and people. He says, the faster that communication starts to happen, the more dangerous it's going to be. And the guy goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, it's look at your phone.
Yeah.
You're infinitely smarter with your phone.
Yeah.
Than you are. And he goes, in the future, if your body gets sick, they'll just download you into a mainframe and then you could exist.
Yeah.
And what happens is it's we're on our way there at 100 fucking miles an hour.
Right.
And every day, if someone told our grandparents that we would be giving up all of our information and posting pictures of girls that we fucking, we get little bottom kisses too all over the fucking internet.
Bottom kisses.
You would never believe it.
Right.
And we are creating the AI. We're giving them everything.
We're obsessed with having the robots think for themselves. How stupid are we?
Because
and then people are like, but we're humans, and in the end, we can turn them off if we have to.
No, you can't. And the thing is this comes down to my super scientific, which I came up with all by myself, guys. This is going to be a big thing. Is nerds are going to ruin the world because nerds don't have the same connection to the biological trappings that we do. Nerds haven't touched girls like me. They haven't been able to go on dates. They haven't been able to kiss two girls at the same time. They haven't had a girl pour sangria on herself on a yacht. They haven't had a girl.
Carl, we get it.
Wait, no, keep going. Just talk slower.
You know what I mean? Like, so nerds just sit in the room, and this is a spiteful technology, And then you see, like, who's the only nerd that gets laid? That guy Eon Flux, right? Right.
Musk.
Yeah.
And this is why Siri and Alexa are women's voices.
What do you mean?
No, it's the AI that we have now, Siri and Google Home and Alexa.
Yeah, all the robots,
it's a woman's voice. Yeah.
Except
totally makes
Boston,
sense.
that company Boston Robotics that builds those crazy animals that are going to light us up. They are going to fuck us up so bad.
It's Boston Dynamic, right?
What is that? What it's called?
Boston Dynamics, I think.
Boston Markets.
Look up their robots on
chicken.
YouTube. You've probably seen a few of them. They can run upstairs now. And
bro, they were hitting this thing with a bat and it was jumping up again. I was like, yo. know if you give that thing 2 laser eyes,
Yeah.
and one laser is like, because I hope they have laser swords. Like I hope they make them like old samurais, just because samurais were the dopest, right?
Right.
I mean, their outfits were the dopest.
of course.
Out of any
Of
fighter.
course. Yeah, of course. How
We're
you
in,
gonna-
right?
how you gonna argue
Everybody,
that? How you
samurais
gonna
are the
argue that?
dopest. So if they make a robot samurai, please, you know how fucking lethal that thing's gonna be?
Right.
Imagine Mike Sappho with his fucking 38 special. Boom, Mike Sappho's cut in half. His fucking badge just rolls right into the gutter.
So is
There
this
goes the robot samurai with the laser eyes.
With his short legs. Impressive upper body with short legs.
Half midget Mike.
R2D2. With a gun. I don't even know if that makes sense. I'm on cold medicine. Go fuck yourself.
Baby leg Mike.
Right. But
But he's thick though, man. You couldn't push him over. He's got a donkey belt.
go with this point for real, because
Yeah.
I know you're gonna just go for the joke. But when they were pushing that robot down on the floor aggressively,
Did it scare the shit out of you, Opie? Honestly.
no, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I felt bad for the robot, and it doesn't have the AI yet.
You felt bad for that machine?
Yes, that's how fucked up it.
See, that's why we're in trouble.
That's what. But my point is, it's starting to become believable to the point you're like, I felt in that video bad for the robot at first, and going, "Oh, you stupid idiot! The robot doesn't have a mind of its own yet."
Bro, when I saw Elon Musk go on everything, from Joe Rogan to whatever, saying, "Hey guys, listen, this is bad,"
Yeah.
and no one's listening to him.
No, because
Why? Because he's the only Eon Flux is the only nerd that gets laid. And once you saw him, like he shows up with his leather jacket, he's smoking whiskey, smoking weed. He's like, "Hey, nerds."
Well, because
From the chief nerd, Eon Flux is telling you, all you little nerds. What was that movie with the guy that made the video games? He said, "Brrr," that was on that little 2-wheel thing that only nerds drive in, Segways. That
Okay.
movie that the guy made video games that lived with his grandmother.
God, I don't even know what you're talking about for real. Someone out there knows.
And the guy made video games. Well, anyway.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Joey, what was that?
You got to be shitting me.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
Come on, guys. I'm busy doing busy.
I was playing my ukulele. Now I got to go to Wikipedia.
I was. You should take fucking medicine every fucking day. It's like Bizarro. Okay.
All right, so let's put it out there to our listeners. If you have any idea of what Carl is babbling about, tweet us at OpieRadio or leave a message at 888-505-OPIE. And you can also let us know what it's like having never touched an actual vagina.
So what's going to do humans in is their egos, because the AI technology, the robotic technology is so exciting to everybody. Like, our future is here, and this will be great for our society and our lives, and this and that. And the robots are going to get smarter than us, and they are going to take the fuck over. Did you see the one robot that can make meals?
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Joey. I just was checking my Insta, seeing for the new chick.
Did you see the robot that makes meals?
Yes.
It's 2 arms above a it's 2 arms above a kitchen.
Well, that's a fake video.
So it's a very what?
That's a fake video.
That one was fake?
Yeah, that one's a fake video. But
no, I saw it in different places.
Yeah, no, they could be fake in other places though. See, AI already got you.
No, man. They say it can cook an entire meal for you.
Oh no, yes, but that's not the robots. They look different. The ones that actually can do it are different.
So what? They made that just to.
It was a representation of what's gonna be available, but what's available now, they look a little bit more mechanical.
I mean, robots are making our cars already. Robots make the computers.
Right.
Now, but there was an article.
Computers make computers.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Well, the biggest problem is it's taking a lot of jobs away from people.
Who cares?
Started in the auto industry. It moved
That's
into
why
the
we
phone
need that wall.
industry.
Have them go all the nerds, all the half nerds, go down there and fucking build that thing.
Right.
But did you see there was an article? It's a national security issue in that fake videos. You were talking about fake videos before, where they could take hundreds of hours of you, right, and your face and all that, and they can sample and basically create a brand new video with your face.
Yeah.
It's not 100% perfect yet. If you really pay attention, you can see how it looks a little different. But they're worried about crime, framing somebody. They're already using it in porn.
Yeah!
But it's to the point now where the Department of Justice has said, or the National Security Agency has said, this is a national security emergency because somebody could, make a fake video of Trump, shooting. I don't know, the Prime Minister of England.
My friend Robert.
It's not an emergency. It's over.
My friend
Raul.
Raul.
We're not pulling back on this technology.
I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna bring him in to talk to you. Raul Shum. He's a super nerd. Half Chinese, half Venezuelan. I hang out with the Venezuelan side, like at night. And he's a big foodie, and that's why I know him. Him and his buddy came up with a technology that's incredible. And what it is it scans Instagram and all social media, right? And so it's a bot that literally you let loose, and it just goes to all open pages and absorbs every girl putting on makeup. And then you get this app, and you look at the app, and it goes against your skin tone and everything, and where you live, where the people that had this other picture, and boom, tells you what you should be wearing, and it'll mold your face to whatever you want, right?
He's a millionaire from this.
Nope. Was bought by the Defense Department. Now he doesn't talk about it anymore. The Defense Department bought the whole fucking technology. They said, no Revlon, no fuck you.
Right.
We got it. This is ours.
Well, they're trying to protect us from this technology, but I'm telling you...
But they're trying to protect us, but they're going to weaponize it too.
It's over.
It's over. It's over.
I'm telling you.
Bro, when Eon Flux said, hey, listen. Listen, non-sex-having nerds. This is a sex-having nerd.
Right.
You guys are going to get us into a nerd NATO. Fucking, it's over.
And basically, it's called singularity, once again, where...
well, explain to people what singularity, because... The truckers right now are just like, they're getting a little fucking oozy.
It's where technology surpasses what we could comprehend, basically, and we're getting close to that.
I think we're already too far. Is that fair enough to say? We're already too far.
Well, it's some of the stuff that happens is creepy. You'll be like,
I can't wait because I'm going to be dying. Like, like everyone that thinks, oh, Carl, you're going to die fast.
Right.
I'm going to have you beat while you're getting anal probed by some fucking robot. I'm going to be laughing.
What about the ads that pop up on your shit? You're like. You're just talking with your phones off, not off because they're always on and they're listening to us. I totally believe that now because
they're 100%
like,
listening.
Let's go get a trampoline. We're talking about maybe a trampoline or whatever. Next thing you know, you open up your Facebook or whatever, and there's a trampoline ad. Like, what the fuck is going on? And when are they going to let us know on this?
It's a lot worse than you think. Look, Facebook, they just straight up admitted, like, yeah, we let all these companies in through the back door.
Yeah.
Looking at all your private shit.
Yeah.
And collecting all your data. Yeah, you know what? Our mistake.
Right.
But nothing happens.
Right. But
nothing happens.
The robots, when you watch robot videos on YouTube, damn.
Bro, it is frightening.
Well, that led to Mars. Have you watched the Mars videos yet?
I haven't got there. Is it good? What am I missing? Oh, I'm going to do it tonight.
Shout out to Secure Team 10.
Secure Team 10? Is that
on
what
YouTube,
it is?
he has, I don't know, something like 2 million subscribers, and he is breaking down a lot of the UFO conspiracies out there. And I don't know.
I 100% believe in UFOs.
I believe now, and hopefully maybe I won't believe after the cold medicine wears off. I believe now that we absolutely lived on Mars.
We did.
How much fucking medicine?
I absolutely believe it.
Fuck it, I'm in.
There's something.
You know what? I'm fucking.
And I also believe,
bro, we're Mars Team 6.
I also believe the timeline for humanity is not even close. I think we have cycled through this shit a lot.
Do you think that we started all the way out in Pluto and we're just moving closer and closer to the sun? We keep fucking these other planets up and then...
No, because our brains can't comprehend time.
Right.
The amount of time that would have to go by where Mars... They say Mars was a lot like Earth. And then whatever the fuck happened on Mars, some people think it was a nuclear fucking war, and some people were able to get out and move on. Because I don't...
And that would be Earth. That makes sense.
Because Earth wasn't ready for humans. I swear to God, I'm not high. This is stuff I will talk about when I'm stone sober, not on cold medicine.
Well, you know what? I'm high and I'm in.
And Venus is the next one over.
Flux.
Earth does not make sense to me that this planet wasn't ready for us yet. We come from another planet that was way more
advanced. We're the ones that wiped out the fucking those pterodactyls and shit, the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are still living, brother, on other planets.
My mother-in-law.
T-Rex. I believe there
Restaurant Depot just snatching up free slicers.
I believe there are dinosaurs all over the universe.
Oh, in the universe, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Do you know what's funny?
I don't believe for a second
birds.
we're the only planet that has life on it.
I think smart as shit.
I think there's so much life out there that it'll fucking blow your mind. But unfortunately, in our lifetime, we're not going to really experience any of that shit. The universe is ridiculously big, and there's planets all over the place with all sorts of life on it. Anywhere from dinosaurs to people that are way more advanced than us. That's just how it is.
Yeah, even that scientist, that girl toucher, what's his name? Degrassi Junior High. He said that there's people everywhere.
I believe it. And they're like, well, why haven't we found life yet? Because we haven't even got close to anywhere as near any other planet yet.
You think they're going to find a spaceship like when we landed here?
Dude, I mean, some of these videos on YouTube.
I haven't been to the Martian. I'm excited.
So
I've been watching the British Baking Championship.
Secure Team 10, what's up? Shout out.
Yo, what's up?
Talking about you. Someone tell Secure Team 10.
Secure Team 10. This is Mars Team 6 SEAL Team.
So you got the rover on Mars, and they're taking all their footage and stuff,
but
right?
They're not going to tell us what the fucking... If they see something
That's
crazy.
why the UFO conspiracy people are pissed off. They're like, why are they hiding this shit from us? And they'll take some of the footage that has been released.
Oh, sorry.
And
Sorry, Joey.
And they'll enhance it, and they're like, look, there's a spoon right there. And they zoom in, and you're like, that fucking looks like a goddamn spoon. Fuck the face on Mars shit. They believe they found like tunnel systems made out of glass. They're like, look, that's a tube. No. Yes.
Well, they already found remnants
Shall
of
we
frozen
wrap this
water,
up?
right?
We're going to go watch, what's it called? Team 712?
Secure Team 10.
Fucking Secure Team 10, I'm on it.
And I know someone's going to blast me for this, but that's okay because I got in deep and I'm like, oh my God. I started
you learned some shit,
I started believing some shit. I'm like, and this is an old wheel. And then they zoom in like, God damn it, that looks like an old wheel. And
So
then they're
maybe
like,
they created AI, and the AI fucking kicked them out of the country.
well, the theory is,
Or the planet.
some people believe,
Fucking, we're all Mexicans.
some people believe Mars was dying.
We're space Mexicans.
Mars was dying, and we needed another place to go, and we came to fucking Earth.
I can see the meme now.
Bro, we're space Mexicans, all of us.
Space Mexicans. And then they got methane on Mars, and they're like, the only thing that makes methane is
Cows.
Shit that's living.
I'm in, 100%. Mars is a living planet.
And then they show the face on Mars, and they show other areas from the footage that they do release. They're like that these are old pyramids that are thousands of years old that look very similar to the pyramids in Egypt. So I don't know if there's a whole world out there where they take that footage and enhance it to a point and then maybe add their own shit to make it look like it's something that wasn't there to begin with. I don't know.
But even if it's fake, it's so cool to believe in it. It keeps you so
But the fact that it's plausible, right? That we all go, yeah, that makes sense to
find a
some
video
level,
for Carl
on some level. Sure. I mean, I'm going to quit my job now because what's the fucking point?
The problem is we can't get to Mars to figure this out.
No, we have to go to Venus. We have to go the other way. If they came from Mars to Earth, then we have to keep going the next planet out, right?
You guys are too smart for me. Man.
Well, I mean, some even believe, and now this is even more far-fetched than what I brought. Oh my God, 100 hours.
100 hours.
I was in.
With windows lined with tinfoil?
Some believe there are people absolutely living there right now.
On Mars.
Yeah, I That's way.
But how big is Mars? Is it bigger
that's
than,
way
bigger
in the
than
rabbit
America, than the
hole.
world?
It's about the same size as Earth,
Is
right?
it?
I guess within reason. I guess right.
Sure.
So then
Is Mars bigger than Earth?
I'm not sure I understand.
Fucking conspiracy!
Hey, be nice.
What? They're listening, right?
That's gonna be real soon. Be nice. She's gonna remember that you just yelled at her. And then one of those Boston Dynamics robots is going to be knocking at your door.
So now's a bad time to do a plug for the OpieRadio skill on Alexa. And
Then I went to the moon conspiracy shit.
Wait, what?
That we didn't go to the moon.
Oh, no, we went to the moon. But we might have had help from, what's his name? From
Putin.
No, from The Shining.
Kubrick.
Jack Nicholson?
The director.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick. Supposedly, this is really interesting too. That people think that the government hired Kubrick because he just did 2001 Space.
Which is telling the future. That tells singularity. And right? That's the movie on singularity.
Hell.
And that came out, I think, in 1968, a year before we landed on the moon. So the conspiracy goes that the government went to Stanley Kubrick and said, yo, we don't know what kind of footage we're going to get when we get up there, and we want to make a big fucking impression for the world. You think you could film some shit just in case our shit doesn't come out well?
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
So some people are convinced that, so what you see with some of this stuff, which had led a lot of conspiracy people to think we never landed on the moon, is that you're seeing some of the Stanley Kubrick shit that was mixed in with the real shit.
I believe that.
And then in The Shining, because he was told to keep his fucking mouth shut. There's a whole documentary on this, by the way. Where
is this? Dude, how did you surpass me in YouTube awesomeness?
You got to get a cold for once in your life and lay around for days. So then...
I've been sexing it up,
so then
there's bad style.
So then there's all these... little clues in The Shining because Stanley Kubrick's losing his mind going, I fucking was involved with something that I can't talk about.
That's like Michelangelo. The bishop made him make a statue for him.
Yeah.
And he's not. He was going to out him as a homosexual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then he said, okay. So then every day in this plaza in Italy, at 12 o'clock when the sun shines on it, the way it shines through the buildings and everything, it puts horns on the cardinal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I didn't know that one. That's cool.
So fucking YouTube. So this is why TV's gonna die.
So they changed the room. Oh my God, I need a movie nerd. But they changed the.
Doug Benson, he hates the shit out of it.
They changed one of the rooms in The Shining when they filmed it because they filmed in that hotel, right? And the excuse was because they didn't want people when they stay in that room to be all spooked out and freaked out. But people that were really smart go, there was never that room number to begin with. So they didn't need to change it. And Kubrick changed the room number to
13.
Okay, I'm a Kubrick maniac. 237.
Come play with us, Daddy.
I forgot the number.
Oh, what the fuck?
Listen, it was the distance between the moon and Earth, and that was his way of saying 235,000 miles between Earth and the moon, but I forgot the exact distance.
Joey, get on that shit.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
So, but there's a whole documentary on it. And then the kid, when he's playing with his toys in the hallway, has a NASA shirt on with a rocket.
No.
Stanley Kubrick's like, I got some shit to say.
Yeah, that was an Apollo shirt, Greg. The name of the documentary is Room 237.
I don't know how much of this I believe.
I believe all of it.
But I
believe it makes all the sense in the world because Kennedy was a young president and he was hip and you know what? He's the first president. Remember, he's the first president that won because of TV.
You ready for this?
Oh fuck yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Secure Team 10 has a million moon videos, by the way, where they show like in footage like what looks like spaceships and shit. It's like like I said, I don't know what to believe, but I'm just throwing it all out there. You know why we never went back to the moon? I think our last mission was 70. Help me out, too.
72 sounds about right.
Maybe we made it to 73, but around there.
Nice pull, guys. Apollo 17, last mission, December 7th, 1972. And why haven't we gone back, Greg?
The aliens told us to get the fuck out. Don't come back.
The actual Moonies.
Don't fucking come back.
The Moonies.
Now, this is one thing. I think it was Neil Armstrong. They were looking into the crater. And supposedly he switched channels, but some ham operators were still able to hear. This is supposed, because now I'm going to get a lot of shit for all this stuff I'm saying because this is a lot of that conspiracy stuff.
I wish I wasn't on this podcast so I could listen to it.
But supposedly Neil Armstrong switched channels to say that he saw like a whole space base in the crater that they were on the rim of. Look some of this up, Mike.
I got it up. As he sits down.
It's on the computer inside. And that's why we didn't go back to the moon, because they finally said, get the fuck out.
Yo, for the rest of this podcast, we're going to move into that room so that he can go on the computer. We can look at this shit.
Have you ever seen the video of the astronauts talking about the music on the dark side of the moon? Going, you hear that, right? And they're like, yeah, that sounds like music. And they asked NASA, Houston, whatever, like, are you guys playing anything through our shit? And they're like, no, we're not playing anything. And they're like, well, every time we go to the dark side of the moon, we're hearing music. Music.
That's them.
There's transcripts of that shit.
Yo, it's on.
You're in.
I am so not high enough for this shit.
I'm high as fuck. I'm into this.
And if you go to Secure Team 10,
This chap's
big shout out. Oh, you emailed them?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any of the videos up there?
There's one up there now.
What, really? Take your phone off the table,
Come on,
Mike.
bro.
Jesus.
Secure Team 9.
But they swear they saw structures on the moon, and then some of the videos that they go over on YouTube, you know, it's a little suspicious for
I'm
sure.
literally blocking out my whole fucking week. I'm fucking SEAL Team 10.
No, Secure Team 10.
Secure Team 10.
I mean, he's got a huge following, and I hated going down this rabbit hole because I don't like conspiracies.
I love
conspiracies. I don't like them because I
Most of
think
them end up being true, bro. Most
I don't
of them
like
end up being
it. So
true.
look, if you go to his YouTube page right now, China lands on far side of the moon. So and look, he's already pointing out shit that looks suspicious. It's happening again. Whatever that is, they found some weird structure.
See, I'm too stupid to see what they're looking at.
I don't know. It just goes on and on.
What does Eon Flux say about all this?
I went deep.
Yeah, I'm into it, Hope. That was riveting. I hate that I
But
was
all
part
the
of it.
but all the ancient civilizations, this you know, some people that are like not in the conspiracy world, they're like, yeah, something's going on with all the ancient civilians and what they left behind. There's a lot of stuff in their artwork and stuff that show basically spacemen and spacecrafts
That
and all
guy,
that.
Neil deGrasse Junior High, and that Chinese guy that looks like a samurai, the Japanese guy with the white hair from the Discovery Channel.
So
they're all saying like, yo, the odds of there being aliens of not being aliens is almost zero.
Yeah, I believe that. Of course.
And they got to be more advanced than us.
And
they're
then-
going to harvest us like little pigs.
And they still can't figure out how they got those giant thousands of pounds, those slabs, whatever. God, what am I trying to say?
Stonehenge.
No,
or an Easter Island and all that stuff,
no,
right?
it goes deeper than that. There's other civilizations that don't even like get talked about, like the pyramids and all that, with these giant slabs that weigh tons. Each piece is a few tons, and they can't figure out how the fuck they got that technology.
Tractor beams. Next.
So a lot of people think they had help with from aliens.
What do you think?
That have advanced technology.
What do you think?
I believe it.
You believe a lot of this shit?
Again, the probability that it's not true outweighs the probability that it is true.
What do you think the aliens look like? Do you think they have like really small legs and a giant
Well,
massive
they probably look
torso?
like us for crying out loud.
Punch you right with a left, Mikey. Mikey, what do you think?
Showing the pictures of the pyramid. Hope's right.
Oh, look at
that. Oh, look at you in front of the pyramid. Is it pretty amazing when you're there?
Yeah, look at the size of the the bricks. There's no way something had to help that get all the way up.
Right. And they
Well,
figured out
they said they built it from the top down, right? Fucking, I know what I'm talking about. I watch every Eon Flux video.
So thanks to you, after our Rochester
But
trip.
you know what? It's great. It's better than anything on TV, bro.
I went deep into YouTube.
I've been watching them. You know, I used to watch comedy.
Right.
I used to like watching comedians just to steal their bits and shit. But they do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Netflix dumped like 600 comedy shows at once.
Right.
So now I'm not excited about anything, so I don't watch any of them. And I went down this fucking road, and I just started with religion. Religion is the biggest sham on the planet.
Well, now
and
you're
it's a
gonna piss
shame.
people off, but
No, it's a sham. But the thing is I enjoy it because the basic tenets of it are very good.
Right.
Treat people well. Treat yourself well. Love your neighbor.
I think humankind.
Don't bang your friend's girl. I mean, just shit that we should all follow. I mean,
it was bastardized by humans.
It was bastardized.
I
by
believe
humans.
that much.
It was bastardized by
I
humans.
really believe that. And
But,
if you want,
does it say that a lot of people think gods were aliens and stuff? Like a lot of people thought like Zeus and all this. There was like straight up aliens that were here doing crazy shit.
well, I mean that I would rather believe that than some of the stories I read in the good book. You know, I'd rather believe that because my whole I've said this for years and years. Earth wasn't ready for humans. Their evolution is very different than ours, and there's too much of a gap between us and the next intelligent thing. It doesn't make sense to me. Something is not right.
So
why
you're saying,
couldn't we be put here from another planet to start a civilization here?
So to tie those two things together, we were dropped here by moved from another planet, but to explain to whatever primitive ape life form that was here that was kind of already ramping. There's your gap, right? There's your missing piece, the
There's
missing
a major
link, right?
gap. They still can't find that missing link.
So this is where religion comes in and goes, you were created on the seventh day, and all of this to wrap our feeble brains around it.
That's when the spaceship landed.
the Big Bang was the crash of the fucking spaceship. It totally makes sense.
I don't know.
And then religion. You've said it before on a podcast before, Carl. That it's all power grab. It's all money and power and landing. Land grabs.
Well, we know
money.
That's absolutely part of it. And then if you really want to go deep in YouTube, start looking at the artifacts they have found that they can't figure out.
What?
They can't
Don't tell me they found
out.
Like weird metals and shit?
All sorts of stuff. I
Where
wasn't
is
prepared
this?
to talk
Team
about
10,
this.
10?
Well, you know what? No, I don't think Secure Team 10 delves into that area.
Team 10. I love the way you say it. It makes me laugh so much.
He's so dramatic, too.
You're so fucking fun. Can I hear him? Can you put it on your head? I just want to hear Secure Team 10.
Secure Team 10.
Because this will tell me how much of a whack job he is. On a scale of 1 to 10, George Norrie being 10, where is he?
He doesn't seem, he doesn't come across
Because that used to be my favorite show, George Norrie, before the CIA killed
He's
him.
smart to be like, I'm just saying. He's one of those guys. I'm just saying. This looks a little suspicious. You know what I mean? That's why he's smart. Artifacts. Some of these artifacts they just can't figure out. I think they found actually a computer from way back in the day
From Mars?
That sort of looks like a watch. Way before they were making watches, actually. Yeah, strangest artifacts ever discovered. Out of place artifacts and objects.
I gotta hear this.
Do you have a picture of the ancient watch?
You know what? Hold on. Let me, because we can't. The videos will be way too long to do.
I just want to hear his voice.
Oh, that guy. Hold on a minute.
But that could explain those. You know those pictures old photographs where it looks like somebody's walking around on a cell phone, or they have modern tech.
Oh,
but it's 100 years ago.
The Mike Tyson thing?
Or the ones that people never die. You know, like Nick Cage is a 400-year-old vampire. And shit like that.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing. That's
Right.
just Nick Cage. He's fucking awesome. The problem is that the problem with Nick Cage is, and this is a true story, he was cursed when he touched the Declaration of Independence. He was cursed forever. So he's not going to die. It's like Mr. Bojangles in the Green Mile.
All right.
I know my shit, bro.
The top 10 most amazing unexplained artifacts. The hammer in this rock.
What's a hammer? See, I would just throw those things in the garbage. They don't look like anything to me.
No, it's the London hammer, a tool older than history. In June 1936. Oh, come on. Just cooperate. I don't need all the fucking advertising.
Pop-ups are terrible.
All right. Around 1936, Max Hahn and his wife Emma were on a walk when they noticed a rock with wood protruding from its core. They decided to take the oddity home and later cracked it open with a hammer and a chisel. Ironically, what they found within seemed to be an archaic hammer of sorts. They turned it to a team of archaeologists who checked it out, and it turns out the rock encasing the hammer was dated to the help me out there.
What is it? Oh, I got it. Ordovanovich.
No. That period.
Right.
That's more than 400 million years ago.
Aliens.
So there's some questions regarding this dating, though, but here's the kicker. According to initial measurements, the hammer itself turned out to be more than 500 million years old. Apparently, it's so old that a section of the handle has begun the transformation to coal. You know how long something has to lay around to turn into coal?
Obviously, 400 million years.
Creationists, of course, were all over this, and creationist Carl Baugh latched onto the hammer in the 80s, even using it as the basis of speculation of how the atmospheric quality of a pre-flood Earth could have blah, blah, blah. All right, it just goes on.
So there was another Earth, and then it got flooded.
Bro, they can't figure it out. The Greek ancient computer.
What's a computer?
With mechanisms that are like a watch, basically, very complex. I don't want to read all this stuff, but
unbelievable. Yeah,
I mean that'll blow your mind. The Drapa stones.
What's that?
In 1938, an expedition led by archaeologist Dr. Champion into the in China made an astonishing discovery. Nearby caves held traces of the ancient culture which once occupied them. Buried under the thick layers of dust, hundreds of stone discs lay scattered about the cave's interior. There seemed to be nothing spectacular initially, but the discs turned out to be eerily similar to phonograph records, 9 inches in diameter. A circle cut into the centers and an obvious spiral groove. They are believed to be more than 10,000 years old, but the spiral, as it turns out, is composed of tiny hieroglyphics. When studied and translated, it was revealed that the discs tell the amazing story of spaceships that crashed into the mountains.
What?
Piloted by
Shut
people
up.
who called themselves the Dropa. At least that's what... Oh, boy. At least that's what the Chinese researcher in charge of the Dropa stones concluded. What about that? What about that?
I gotta ask you one question. I didn't get his name. What was his name?
So what you're telling me is the equivalent of a
Use his name, Robert. Be a fucking journalist.
The equivalent of a 72 Chevelle crashed into the side of the mountain and the 8-tracks fell out.
Well, they date this stuff. If you believe in like carbon dating and stuff.
Carbon dating's real.
They got that pretty accurate. This artifact from Egypt that sure looks like a plane to me.
That's a
bird.
bird.
Glider model. Maybe a bird. I don't know. Oh, they found a battery. A 2,000-year-old battery that they can't figure out. It goes on and on. This shit will just blow your mind.
I believe all of it.
Do you really?
I do.
Well, the ancient artifacts, especially because these people they really study it and they're respected. Well, then all the stuff carved into the earth that looks like landing strips from above. You've seen that shit. So it just goes on and on.
But why wouldn't these people come back? Or you think it was like a one-way trip?
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, but if they came here already, dropped it, we're the descendants. We could be the descendants of them.
People have told me I have a lot of Dropa in me.
We're just touching the surface. I didn't think we were going to talk about
Dropa like it's hot.
I drop it like it's hot.
Bro, I will Dropa your girl.
I don't know. I mean, we're just touching the surface. We got to get like someone that really knows this shit to come on the podcast.
Tim Sabian.
I believe a lot of it, though, man. A lot of it.
Did they find any of those phonograph discs in Tim Sabian's taint? I'm sure there's some ancient shit in there.
And there's a spear.
No.
And they can't find it anymore.
What do you mean they can't find it?
Let me try to find it.
So they knew they had a spear. It was somewhere, and now it's gone.
Spear.
The X-Men have it.
Oh, sphere.
Yes. Hold
like
on.
a circle.
Artifact.
Google if the X-Men have the sphere.
Let's see.
I spent 2 days in D.C. last week with Tim Sabian, and he was talking about envelopes at Bush's funeral and a conspiracy for that. That sounds more far-fetched.
What was the
than
envelope
anything.
thing?
He thinks it was subpoenas from Donald Trump. I think it was just a condolence letter or something like that. And that's.
Right.
But he asked we were meeting politicians and stuff, and he was, do you know anything about the envelopes? All of them said no. So either it is a vast conspiracy, but this sounds more plausible than any of that government shit.
I think it's Christmas cards from the Dropas. So where's the sphere, cuz?
I can't find that one right now. So
what does Mike do? He goes from one room.
I don't know what he does.
There's a bunch of empty studios. Where does he do?
I don't know.
But from one room to another, back and forth. Why can't he just sit and chill with the pond?
Well, he's doing rounds.
But it's just when it starts.
He's checking all the doors.
But you don't think it's weird that it only happens when the podcast starts?
We went to different production schools.
And a lot of these astronauts, they have talked about UFOs, after their time with NASA and stuff. And then it led me to audio of Apollo 16 astronaut John Young to bring it back to...
Did you put this shit in your fucking conspiracy journal?
Huh? No, I put it in the stuff section of my journal.
It says stuff. I give up. I want cancer. Take me home. I want to be killed by a Dropa laser.
On top of that page is the snowball incident that we still haven't talked about.
What snowball incident?
I got to get my brother on for that.
Oh, yeah.
Audio of Apollo 16 astronaut John Young complaining about farting while on the moon. And it was on a hot mic, and they had to tell him that everyone could hear him. He was cursing up a storm because he was really pissed off because he was farting. We could play that audio, actually. I'm sure Joey could slip it in for us.
I got the farts again. I've got them again, Charlie. I haven't eaten this much citrus fruit in 20 years. And I'll tell you one thing. In another 12 fucking days, I ain't never eating any more. Okay, John, you where you have my hot mic? How long we had that?
How long have we had that?
That's really
He was not happy.
That sounds like an old cowboy, an old tough motherfucker.
Right. Did you ever hear the recording of LBJ talking to his tailor?
Oh, yeah. It's one of my favorite ones ever.
That's one of the best ever.
The pockets, when you sit down in a chair, the knife and your money comes out, so I needed at least another inch in the pockets. Yeah. Now, another thing, the crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. So when you make them up, give me an inch that I can let out there, because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are the best that I've had anywhere in the United States. But when I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So leave me, you never do have much margin there. Let's see if you can't leave me about an inch from where the zipper ends, round under my, back to my bunghole. All right, then. So I can let it out there if I need to.
That's another really good one.
Unfucking believable, man.
Wow,
I believe everything you say. I believe 100%.
Well, I mean, that's just going from the top of my, my.
And
I didn't write any of this shit down because I really didn't think we were going to talk about this today. I was going to start writing this up for a future podcast. So we'll go back into this with maybe some experts and really get into it.
Experts, bro. We're the fucking experts.
Well, not if half the stuff I don't remember, and I'm just giving you broad strokes of some of the videos I watched from Secure Team 10.
Secure Team 10 killed it.
So we're gonna have to take those ancestry tests, find out which one of us is a Dropa.
We're all Dropas.
We're all
obviously.
Dropas.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Dropa traits.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I care about the past. I keep researching my alien family.
And
I'm a double alien because my parents were aliens from another country, and now these are alien aliens.
All right. You want to hear the most far-fetched video I watched?
Go ahead.
There are some people that are convinced that Hitler escaped, jumped on his spaceship, and is living on the moon.
That's a little much. But I'll tell you, Hitler escaped. Mm-hmm. He did.
You think he escaped?
Well, the bones they found where they killed was of a woman, first of all.
Right.
Hitler escaped.
Yeah.
And Hitler was alive and well in Uruguay.
Until when?
Until he died a couple years ago.
Not a couple of years ago.
A couple, like 30 years.
Would have been in the 80s, probably.
Right. In the 80s, yeah.
But they knew that the
Germans showed up. There's towns.
Yeah.
Anyone want to you do me a favor. You want to see something crazy. Research. Just write Nazis in Uruguay. And I'll tell you this because I know a lot of people that worked for them.
Yeah, in Argentina.
And Uruguay and Argentina. But Uruguay had unbelievable little settlements where they came in with all gold and Jewish money and all the shit they stole from everywhere, and they built. There's towns still that are 10,000 strong. There's a show
all
that they're doing.
Aryan,
It's called
yep.
Finding Hitler. Right?
Yep,
There's a show like on Discovery Channel that I love, and they're just researching. And you'll go there, and they still have SS parades. Mm-hmm. They still have everything. They speak fucking German. It's unfucking believable. All those SS guys got the fuck out. Nobody killed Hitler. Nobody wanted to kill Hitler. Remember, we call it on the street the King's Truce. And the King's Truce is when I run a block and you run a block, you know what, we'll let all our boys kill each other. But when it comes down to me and you, we'll talk and be like, yo, you'll get out of here, bro. You're done. Right? It's a King's Truce. They fucking... All the U.S. military, everybody facilitated it. They said, get the fuck out of here.
Come on.
100,000,000%.
You believe it?
I believe please research where they found him in Berlin. It is the most set up bullshit thing you've ever seen. It's literally a bunch of fucking sea-level soldiers trying to do a forensics fucking stat. I mean, I know 3 guys from Brooklyn that can make Hitler look like he just died. Two streets on Times Square taking a picture with fake Pokemon. Bro, this is bullshit.
Oh, now I'm going to go back into YouTube.
Please, go to Hitler. Mm-hmm. It is it's comical.
Wow.
It's comical.
Because the world...
And the guy from the U.S. that helped get it done,
right.
The rest of the U.S. made sure they got killed. That's why they killed Patton. They killed Patton in Europe. He was perfectly fine. All of a sudden, a fucking truck out of nowhere with a guy that was driving the truck, they can't find the kid. They can't find his GI numbers or anything. Made a left and T-boned him. This giant fucking truck and killed Patton. In the middle of Europe When the war was over, everything was fine. Bro, the fix is in.
Wow.
I call it the King's Truce, and that's the way it works.
The world needed Hitler dead, obviously.
The world needed Hitler out of power. Well, not dead.
No, the world.
Yeah, but the perception of
no,
death.
most people needed Hitler to not be around anymore. And
Hitler had one thing, and I'll tell you this is why he ain't dead.
Well, he's dead now.
Well, he's dead now. But why they didn't kill him? And it's something very simple. Hitler had one thing that he did. Germany was miles ahead of us in technology, and we learned that painfully during the war.
Right.
They were like the aliens. You know what I mean? They had all this. They were miles ahead of us. Nuclear. They were miles ahead of us. All of a sudden, the World War II's over, and we start getting technology at a fucking 100 miles an hour.
Right.
We got that at a price. We got Hitler out of there. Nice, safe, and sound.
Plus all those scientists.
And all the scientists, and he gave us some scientists. We said, you know what? The really fucking crazy Nazi ones. There was a guy in Uruguay where he was almost like a youth leader in Germany, and he did crazy tests on fucking people during World War II. He was one of the best, and he used to take these kids and rape them and fuck them.
Jesus.
He got out of Hitler. He got out of I think Uruguay. He got out of Germany. They set him up in Uruguay. They opened a hospital for him, and you could just see the interviews of these kids. Like they would throw kids out of windows to see how far. Like before they would break their bones, they would rape them continuously to see how much psychological. Because remember, these Germans, all they cared about is how much we can fuck with you before you completely break. You know, they're obsessed with it. And they're engineers, you know what I mean? They just want to test how something can handle it, the human body. And they gave this guy a hospital. They gave him a bunker. They gave him everything, and he just lived like fucking like a king.
And that's unbelievable.
Please look into it.
I don't know if I want to look into that part of this.
It's a big part of it.
I'd rather look into Hitler, escaping to the moon on his spaceship.
He wasn't at the moon. He was literally in South America, which is the moon. Basically.
But the reason why I brought that up because I knew about the technology thing, and they were convinced that they were working on spaceship, rocket technology way back in the day. And when we were fighting the war, it was a known fact. I forgot the name of their guns, but basically, when you killed a German, you dropped your gun and picked up theirs.
Yeah,
everyone knows that.
Everybody, their handguns are unbelievable. The Lugers.
They just, we were outmatched as far as technology goes in that war.
The other thing is, what won our war was the 45 ACP, the fucking Colt 45, that fucking thing. I remember the specs for that gun is just unbelievable. The 45 Colt. It says. I think it was a 7-shooter. They said the government specs were it needs to stop a soldier that's charging at you with full equipment within 40 yards.
Right.
And it fucking does, man. You ever shoot a Colt 45 or any 45 ACP? It literally, you fucking.
Jeez.
Just all you see is socks and broken dreams. Takes you right out of your fucking sneakers.
Wow.
It's fucking beautiful.
But these, you're talking about these YouTube videos, and I've seen fiction films based on all this sort of stuff. So now it's true that everything goes. There's 2 seasons of this on Amazon called The Man in the High Castle, based on a book in 1962 where we lost the war. So it's an alternate timeline, but it talks about all this technology you were talking about. And I just watched this thing. I went down a different rabbit hole, but on Netflix, the show called Travelers, same kind of thing where AI wipes us out and us from the future have to come back and kind of get us to, humans now to change it. So who would come up with that idea if it isn't rooted in some sort of fact?
All these movies come. One thing that they Hollywood uses a lot that people don't talk about is they use a group of people called futurists, and these people are used a lot by corporate people where they all they do is sit and extrapolate situations. Right? MIT has one of the biggest futurist communities. My brother knows them all because they're all fucking virgin, touchless nerds. But they, I love talking to them. And finding out, stuff. I talk to them about the food business all the time. And it's funny, the futurists, what they tell me about food is, they said, well, your days are numbered. Like, you're literally a caveman. And I said, why? He says, what you're missing in food is not what's happening right now, but how everything is moving, right? And they said, Carl, you'll be alive when you see it. He says, you'll be retired, but you'll be alive where... now people look at pizza and they look at this. They said everything is data-driven now, right? And in the future, food is going to be looked at as fuel. Every day the joy's taken out of food, and it's been doing very slowly, but it's very effective. Where they're putting the calorie counts on things, and they're doing everything has all this data. So the next generations, they're not going to look as food. They're not going to attach any human touch or joy to it.
That's insane.
They're going to look at it as fuel, like gasoline, right? So what's the optimum fuel? Because now your clothes is going to have data. You know what I mean? Your house is going to have data. You're going to be well in touch with the data of your DNA, and you're going to know what foods work for you and don't work for other people. That's going to nullify everything. Everything's going to become data-driven. Food turns into fuel. Party's over.
So like when you mentioned a couple
robots turning us into robots.
Yeah.
Well, a handful of podcasts ago, you were talking about the reason you eat at McDonald's and stuff like that was because you can't taste it.
Right.
But it still fuels you. If you notice that McDonald's and all those fast food joints are changing the quote-unquote nutritional content, right? So they're if I'm following your thread right, then maybe what they're doing is perfecting all right, how do we make this so it's not fat people, it doesn't poison you, but this more efficient, it's tasteless fuel delivery system.
Fuel delivery system. That's the future.
And going back to your point, a lot of the science fiction writers predicted the future.
Yeah. Because
you're just eating paste.
They hired hundreds of fucking futurists, and these futurists.
But I mean,
no one talks to these guys. These guys.
But I mean, to your point too, a lot of the technology we have today, you could go back, a lot of years to science fiction writers that were writing about all this shit.
Yeah, well, the writers used to write them, and then the nerds would dream. So it's a vicious cycle, right? There's a group of nerds that do science fiction, then there's a group of nerds that try to make it real, right? So these two groups of nerds. That's why they don't have sex, and that's why they're going to ruin the world. Because instead of fucking, they're making all kinds of crazy shit.
Right.
Like the iPhone, that screen, that Gorilla Glass, like all that shit.
Yeah.
That all came from 1993. Desert. What was that first one?
Desert Storm. Yeah.
Desert Storm, where they realized that buttons couldn't work on the tanks anymore because the sand would fuck up the all these old push buttons and toggles. They couldn't use them. So that's where the touchscreen started.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Science!
So back to just to sum it up, right? So the nerds are getting rid of our food. We established the fact that they can basically recreate porn where they're going to move actors out of that. So procreation is done. Again, I'm quitting my job. What's the fucking point?
I'm not 100% against cartoon porn. Is that what we're talking about?
That's a whole different thing. Animation's different. I'm talking about where it's like, where you think that it's real.
Sidetracked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't hate
some of that cartoon porn's kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I don't.
Just to mix it up a little bit, Robert.
That's right.
I wouldn't throw it out of the cartoon bed.
I don't know what kind of porn you're watching.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. No, it's all about the singularity. That's where we're heading. And like they said, AI will be the last invention of mankind.
Let me tell you something. We're the only species that has a built-in detonating mechanism, right? And that's how we are. And I think that we're a toxic species. You know what I mean? And this is just inevitable.
Right.
I mean, like you said, it doesn't make sense, right? Like you don't have there's not cat gangs. There's no fucking dog corruption. There's none of this, right? Everything takes only what they need from nature.
That's
and they
what
leave
I'm
the rest alone.
saying.
And then here we come.
Something's out of whack.
Something's out of whack, and that's why I believe the whole alien shit, because it just doesn't make sense.
I turn it kind of into a joke. I'm like, okay, why isn't there another species waiting for the bus with you?
But that's
very
logical.
But I'm like, get past the joke and really think about it. What the fuck is going on that there is such a dramatic drop-off, and we're the only species that takes everything in front of us, and like you said, nature in general has this sort of give and take.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The cow
something
shits,
just
the
doesn't
chicken
make
eats
sense.
it.
See, but the native, right? So the Native Australians, the Native Indians, right? Native Americans, Canadians, whatever. In this side of this hemisphere, only took what they needed and sustained,
and
right?
on that point, I don't think Australian accents on girls is hot, but I like British accents. Wrap it up, Joe. Wrap this shit up.
Really? That's how we're gonna? That's it?
Because it's the fucking truth.
But
two things I know: Australian accents aren't that hot.
Right.
British are.
Right.
And there's fucking aliens. Joe, play some fucking space music, motherfucker.
He's bringing cranking out his Moog synthesizer.
And cue ground control to Major Tom.
Ground control to Major Tom. That was fun, man.
Oh, he's going to come up with something.
Oh, he's going to be the best.
Joey, wrap it up.
All right, Joey. Signing off.
Yeah.
Sick Opie, Eon Flux Carl, and Babyfoot.
Littlefoot.
Oh, Littlefoot.
I think we wrapped it up already, though. I think.
What do you mean?
Or maybe we didn't. I don't know.
I'm fine.
This is for the box set extras.
I got a Ronald Reagan video to play for you.
Oh, let's do it.
Listen to this. All right, I think it's this one.
By its very existence and character, Berlin remains the most compelling argument for an open world. We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
That's an OG right there.
He doesn't even flinch. How great is that?
He was a movie actor.
He barely stopped his speech and just goes, "Missed me."
Do you remember the one where
That's awesome.
he was?
How great he didn't flinch or nothing.
You talk about a hot mic. Do you remember he was about to give us a speech to the nation, address the nation from the Oval Office, and the feed was live, and he said he was just testing the mics, and he says, "Well, my fellow Americans, I just want you to know I've just signed legislation outlawing Russia forever." And he looks at his watch and he goes, "And we begin bombing in 5 minutes." Yeah. And it went live to the whole fucking country. Guys at networks are hitting the dump button, but it passed through a couple of markets. Yeah,
I'm sure he kept his job.
They reelected him.
That was really funny. That was great.
Was it supposed to be funny? Joey, now
wrap this shit up. Fuck you, Boston. You killed my boy Ope.
Wrap it up.
Wow, good episode. You know, back in the day when I worked at WABC in New York, I used to pull overnights to make extra money, and I'd board op for Art Bell. He's no longer with us, but this episode reminded me of him. And by the way, Tesla, he died in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. And he died at 86 years old in 1943. I'd sign up for that. And he was a big drinker. Whiskey was his poison. He drank it every day and believed he'd live to 150 if he did so. But 83, still not bad. But he did die alone and penniless in the New Yorker Hotel. Once again, please subscribe at Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. Visit OpieRadio.com for hats and shirts, and also a stream of this free podcast. Check out the documentary Room 237 and any Kubrick film for that matter. Thank you, Greg, Carl, Robert, and Mike. Hey, Mike, please don't pimp out your future mother-in-law to Carl or anybody.
Mike does not play,
Mike
man.
is going to shoot me.
He scares me sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
If you have something to say about this episode, call 888-505-OPIE. And until episode 73, when Greg and the chef talk about the best Cuban sandwich in the country, I'm Joey Salvia saying thank you for downloading Westwood One Podcast Network's Opie Radio.
Westwood One Podcast Network's E&C's Pod of Awesomeness. Your hosts, Edge and Christian, talk wrestling.
The way that I view it, and I think that we all view it, is it's not a wrestling show. It's a variety show with a wrestling theme. We're all looking for ways to be the butt of the joke, right? Like, that's the beauty of it. I was like, what if you say about me, he's just like the Edge one, just not quite as popular as Rich.
E&C's Pod of Awesomeness. Download it free and easy wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network.